They say kindness doesn't always come from the people who look like you. Sometimes, it comes from the ones you look down on. But in a small diner on the edge of Atlanta, one act of kindness would unravel a secret so dark, it would turn a quiet night into a nightmare. This is the story of how a black waiter saved the life of a man who hated him, and how that moment revealed a crime no one saw coming. Rain taps softly against the neon-lit windows of Marlon's diner. The hum of fluorescent lights blends with the distant thunder. Inside, only one customer remains. A man in his late 50s, Richard Cole, white, red-faced, with a temper worn like cologne. He sits in a booth, nursing a half-empty whiskey glass. Across the counter, Jamal Rivers, a 27-year-old black waiter, wipes down tables quietly. Calm, polite, dignified, gruff. You people always move slow when you know someone's waiting. Gentle smile. Kitchen's closing, sir. But I'll get you whatever's left. You'll get me what I want. You understand? Jamal had seen men like Richard before. Bitter, loud, and broken in ways that had nothing to do with race, but everything to do with pride. Still, he served him. Because that's what he did best. He served with grace. As Jamal turns to grab a refill, Richard clutches his chest. Hey, can't breathe. He collapses, the glass shattering across the counter. Without hesitation, Jamal rushes forward. He doesn't think twice. He doesn't remember the insults. He just acts. He performs CPR as thunder cracks outside. After what feels like eternity, Richard coughs violently, alive again. Jamal exhales in relief. Why'd you help me? Because you needed it. That night, Jamal saved the life of a man who saw him as less than human. But that wasn't the shocking part. It's what happened next that no one was ready for. Morning news plays on a small diner TV. Police have linked Richard Cole, a former officer, to a decades-old hate crime case involving the disappearance of a black teenager in 1998. Investigators are reopening the file after new evidence surfaced. Jamal freezes, coffee pot in hand. His heart stops. The name, the face, the story. He remembers. The missing teenager, Aaron Rivers. His older brother. That night, Jamal stays after closing, replaying the news clip over and over. In the footage, police cars swarm Richard's home. The man whose life Jamal had saved was the same man who might have taken his brother's. A cruel twist of fate, or something darker. But when Jamal checked his phone later that night, he found something waiting for him. A message from an unknown number. You shouldn't have saved him. Attached, a photo. It was Jamal, standing over Richard's unconscious body, taken from inside the diner. Police arrive at the diner the next morning. They tell Jamal that Richard was found dead in his home, shot once in the chest. A suicide note left behind. You were the last person to see him alive. I just did what anyone would do. But not everyone believed that. Especially Detective Laura Bishop, a seasoned cop with eyes that saw through everything but grief. Mr. Rivers. Richard's gun didn't have prints. And the note, it wasn't his handwriting. Then someone staged it. Or someone wanted revenge. Long pause. You think that's me? I think you've got more reasons than most. That night, Jamal returns home. The message on his phone is gone, deleted remotely. He notices something odd in his work bag, a small leather notebook. He doesn't remember putting it there. Inside, photos, names, and case files. The last page reads, he didn't work alone. And beneath it, a name Jamal hasn't heard in years. Officer Matthew Cole, Richard's younger brother, still serving on the force. Cut to Jamal standing outside a suburban police station at night. He's holding the notebook. His hands tremble. He's not just fighting for his brother now. He's fighting for the truth. But before he steps forward, headlights flash. A black SUV pulls up. A figure steps out, uniformed, calm, familiar. You should have left it alone, Jamal. And in that instant, Jamal understood. The message, the photo, the murder. It was never about Richard. It was about the one still alive. Rain begins to fall again. Matthew approaches slowly, hand resting on his holster. My brother made mistakes. But you made a bigger one. What's that? Saving him. He smiles coldly. A gunshot echoes through the parking lot. The camera pans upward to the storm clouds, rain mixing with the blood on the pavement. Sometimes, the past doesn't die. It just changes uniforms. And sometimes, saving a life means putting your own in the crosshairs. But Jamal's story isn't over. Because the truth he uncovered didn't end with one brother. It began with 2. Fade out. Static fills the screen. When a black waiter saved a racist man's life, he thought he was saving a stranger. But when that man turned out to be his brother's killer, the truth became a weapon. Now, that truth has a target, and its name is Jamal Rivers. Rain pours across an empty parking lot. The flash of a gun. The echo of pain. Then, silence. When Officer Matthew Cole pulled the trigger, he thought he'd erased the past. But some sins don't stay buried. The camera pans down. Jamal's body lies motionless beside the notebook. Blood seeps through his shirt, but his hand still grips one page tight. On it, 3 words. He knew everything. A heart monitor beeps softly. Jamal wakes up in a hospital bed, pale, bandaged, but alive. Detective Laura Bishop stands by the window, arms crossed, eyes filled with restrained fury. You're lucky the bullet missed your lung. You want to tell me what happened? Horse. He tried to kill me. Who? Officer Matthew Cole. Her face hardens. You better have proof, Rivers. You're accusing one of my own. Then maybe he's not one of yours. She looks at him, sees the truth in his eyes. Later that night, the hospital halls are empty. A nurse brings Jamal an envelope. No name. Just a symbol, a cross over a badge. Inside, a USB drive, and a note. If you want justice, go back to where it started. Jamal knows that place. 1998, the abandoned Cole family farmhouse, where his brother vanished. The next evening, Jamal drives through the outskirts of town. The road is swallowed by fog and silence. He stops before a decaying 2-story farmhouse, its windows shattered, its roof sagging. He steps inside, flashlight trembling in hand. Dust, rust, dried bloodstains. Then a wall covered in newspaper clippings. Hate has a way of preserving itself. Every story on that wall was about them. Every victim, black. Every suspect, never charged. At the center of it all, one photo. Richard Cole and his brother, Matthew, smiling in uniform. And beneath them, Aaron Rivers, Jamal's brother. Jamal inserts the USB into his laptop. Static. Then, a hidden video feed begins to play. 2 men in a basement. One of them, Richard Cole. The other, his brother, Matthew. They're laughing, drinking. He begged us to let him go, Matt. Said he didn't steal the money. You believe him? Didn't matter. Boss wanted a message sent. They laugh again. Then a scream. A young voice. A gunshot. Jamal freezes, tears welling. He can't breathe. 25 years ago, his brother didn't just disappear. He was executed. For nothing. Suddenly, headlights. A car pulls up outside. Jamal looks out the window. It's Detective Bishop. He exhales in relief, until he sees a shadow in the passenger seat. Alive. Calm. Smiling. No, 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 no. The front door bursts open. Put the drive down, Jamal. You killed him. You killed Aaron. And your brother. Richard was weak. He talked. You understand what that means? I don't let things leak. He points his gun. Stand down, Cole. Now, you think I don't know? You've been digging into my file since Rivers came back. He fires. The bullet hits Bishop's shoulder. She collapses. Jamal dives behind a table as gunfire erupts, splintering wood and glass. He crawls toward Bishop, dragging her behind an overturned chair. Stay with me. You're going to be okay. Weakly. Drive, get the drive out. He looks back. The USB is still plugged in. Uploading. 92%, 93%, 94%. But before he can reach it, Matthew grabs him by the collar and slams him into the wall. You think anyone's going to care about another dead waiter? Jamal glares at him, bleeding, defiant. They will, when they see this. Jamal kicks the laptop toward a broken power line. A spark ignites. The screen flashes. Upload complete. The files scatter across cloud servers, government databases, and media sites. Matthew turns, eyes wide. What did you do? I made sure the world knows. Flames burst through the walls as the wiring ignites the floorboards. Jamal grabs Bishop's arm, pulling her toward the exit. But Matthew lunges, grabbing Jamal's leg, dragging him back into the fire. You think you've won? This won't change a damn thing. A shot rings out. Bishop fires from the doorway. Matthew collapses, eyes wide. Maybe it won't change everything, but it's a start. Fire trucks. Police lights. Ash and rain mix on the ground. Jamal stands wrapped in a blanket, watching the farmhouse burn. Bishop is loaded into an ambulance, nodding faintly toward him. The detective who doubted him now believed. Justice wasn't clean. It never is. But for the first time, Jamal's truth wasn't just his burden, it was the world's. 2 days later, Jamal sits in a motel, staring at his laptop. The uploaded files have gone viral. Headlines explode across every news channel. Ex-cop brothers tied to decades of cover UPS. Systemic racism exposed in cold case files. Justice for Jamal Rivers. He exhales in relief, for the first time in decades. Then his screen flickers. A message appears. You shouldn't have done that. His camera light turns on. Someone's watching. And then, a video autoplays. It's security footage. The night Richard Cole died. But this time, the angle is different. It's not from outside. It's from inside Jamal's diner. And behind Richard's booth. Someone was sitting there the whole time. Watching. Recording. And as the frame zooms in, the figure steps into the light. A badge. A face. A smirk. The Cole brothers weren't working alone. And the man behind it all was still out there. The screen cuts to black. Share your thoughts in the comments section. Like, share, and subscribe to this channel for more amazing contents like this.